18th, 2014, and my veteran is my grandpa, Alan Norman, and he was born on July 7th of 1944 and served in the United States Air Force. His highest rank achieved was sergeant in the U.S. Air Force. He was born in Penarth, Wales, in Penarth, South Wales, Great Britain. He is my grandpa again, and my grandma, Carol Norman, is assisting me with the interview, and the interview is being conducted for the Veterans History Project at the Library of Congress. All right, first we're going to start off with a few biographical details. So, where were you born?
Penarth, South Wales, Great Britain.
Okay. What your parents did? What were their occupations, and how many siblings did you have?
Just one sibling, and a dock worker, and bank trustee.
So, what were you doing before you entered the service?
I was a mechanic.
Okay. Did you have any other family members that served in the military or in other militaries?
Yes, my uncle was in World War II. He was a sergeant, and my stepfather was in World War II. He was a trained engineer.
Okay. So how did you come to entering the service? You said that before this you enlisted, and
yes.
What prompted that initially?
Well, to be honest, I'd rather enlist than be drafted.
Yeah.
That was the reason.
Okay. If you, what was the reason for choosing the Air Force over any of the other branches?
Career opportunities.
Mm-hmm. So once you decided to enlist in the Air Force, when did you leave for training camp, and what was training camp like?
Basic training was kind of hard. Tech school was interesting and easy. You know, I was a jet mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I trained for.
Mm-hmm. When did you leave for basic?
June 26, 1964.
Okay. Were you trained specially in a specialized training of any sort?
Yes. It's jet aircraft mechanic 1 and 2 engine.
Okay. What was it, coming from a civilian, what was it like adapting to military life, like the physical regime, the barrack life, or food and social life?
I really enjoyed it. It was overall good. Basic was a little different. It was you better do what you're told.
Yeah, yeah. So getting into more of the later years, where did you serve? Where were you stationed, or where did you serve?
I served in Keesler in the Air Defense Command.
Okay.
On F-101s.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Germany, and we started with 105s aircraft, and then eventually to the Phantoms reconnaissance planes, and then in Idaho, the Phantom again.
Okay. Any details about trips, what it was like, or what you did for social activity to entertain yourself when you were not working on anything?
Yeah, Carol, my wife, and I, we did a lot of travel in Europe. We had friends, you know, we went out for dinner and things like that, just a normal life.
Mm-hmm. So, who were some of was it easy making friendships, or was it harder? And who were some of those guys that you made friends with?
We were real. While I was in Germany, I did a lot of travel. It's called TDY. I went to Aviano, Italy, worked there. I went to Morón Air Force Base in Spain, which is a Spanish base, working with the Spaniards. And also I went to Fürstenfeldbruck, training the Germans with the Phantom. That's Fürstenfeldbruck was where the Israelis were killed during the Olympics at that base. And I can't think what else I did, but there was quite a bit.
Okay. So other than Grandma, how did you stay in touch with family and friends back home?
Either by telephone or mail, letter.
All right. So during these your service, what were some of your recreation or off-duty pursuits that you like to do?
Golf. Played baseball. That's about it, really.
All right. So after the wars end and while coming home, where were you when the war ended? The Vietnam for you would be.
Where was I?
Yeah.
Let's see, I was in Battle Creek, Michigan, working for Clark Equipment Company.
How did you return home from service?
By plane.
What was the reception from family or community of?
It was good. I didn't face any of that where GIs were getting spit on or anything like that, or called baby killers. That was going on, but I didn't see any of it.
Yeah. What was readjustment to civilian life fairly easy?
Yes, very easy.
Do you still have contact with fellow veterans over the years, or a membership in a veterans organization?
I belong to MVETS, American Veterans, and I belong to the American Legion. And I was state officer with the MVETS. And due to health reasons, I stopped doing that. I'm just a member now, a life member. So, yes.
So reflecting back on it, what some of your experiences, how has that affected your life after?
It really hasn't affected it. At least I don't think.
Your wartime experience, your experiences during your service, how did that affect your life after?
Well, it gave me the knowledge to do different things. I don't think it really affected it that much, you know. With Clark Equipment, I was what they call a technical writer. I wrote maintenance manuals.
Okay.
And then I went to a trucking company, big change.
Yeah.
And I was terminal manager with them, and then a vice president.
Okay. So were there any lessons that valuable lessons that you learned from your service, or things that you things that stuck out to you?
Yeah, do what you're expected to do. You know, don't procrastinate. So, also, I think, you know, going in the service as a non-citizen was a big issue. I was placed on, I don't know what you call it, but I couldn't pursue my career, you know, in the Air Force until I was cleared security-wise, and it took about 3 months. And then it was actually 1998 when I became a citizen. You know, that was procrastination. So,
Is there anything that you would like to or tell like any future generations, like any words of advice that you learned?
yeah, I tell them that going in the service, so long as there was something you were going to learn, was a good.
Today's date is May